Should I take Social Security early in order to pay the taxes on my Roth conversions? This is an interesting one from my man Brett, who's a law enforcement officer out in California. He's 51 and a half, looking at 55 or 6 for retirement on a pension. Looking at drawing Social Security at 62 and using it all to pay taxes to convert most of his 401k from a traditional to a Roth before 70, and in order to reduce RMDs. He does not need a Social Security, and his wife's pension will be reduced when I pass because she does not pay because she's a school teacher. I tell you, a lot going on here. I just wonder if you ever considered doing a video on this possibility of using Social Security income in order to pay tax or Roth conversion. Man, there's a lot going on. All right, so I tell you, this would be the case where it makes sense to take Social Security early. Without question, this would make sense. And the reason for that is because a couple things happening. He's got a pension. His wife's got a pension. So we have 2 pensions. There's no way they're getting around paying taxes on 85% of their Social Security, of his. No way. On top of that, his wife is going to be subject to the windfall elimination provision on her own Social Security. So she's probably not going to get, should probably be reduced by almost $500 a month if she has any Social Security at all. And then she's going to be also subject to the government pension offset if Brent dies before she. So essentially, there is no benefit whatsoever. You know, again, Brent's going to have to dive in this deeper, but generally speaking, it's hard to me imagine the wife getting any Social Security off Brent's Social Security, either his, certainly not spousal, and certainly not a survivor benefit because of GPO, the government pension offset. When you have a pension and you did not pay into a Social Security system, i.e. a teacher, which is Brent's wife, his better half, you're not getting a Social Security as a survivor benefit. I mean, again, you might get some, but it's not much at all. So one of the benefits of waiting to take Social Security until you're later, into 70, like for me and my wife, is that when I die, she will sacrifice her own benefit, but to get to mine with the significant increases on the benefits. That makes sense. So she'll sacrifice $1,000 a month in order to get $3,000 a month. For Brent, though, not going to happen like that, simply because the wife isn't going to get Brent's because she has her what's called the government pension offset, which means she will have a significantly reduced amount because she didn't pay into the system, and thus she was getting a retirement for her teachers. I hope that makes sense. The GPO is a big flipping deal, I'm telling you. All right, so now we have eliminated one of the main issues for the higher earner, usually a man, to delay taking Social Security, is to leave a nice life insurance essentially to the wife, the survivor benefit. On top of that, we've eliminated another thing too, is Brent's got a pension. He's already got a pension, all right, and she's got a pension. So there's no getting around the fact that Social Security will be subject to 85% of their Social Security is going to be subject to income tax. No getting around that either. So there's no way that they can later on down the road just live off Social Security and Roth IRA distributions and not pay any taxes, because that's the one drawback about having a pension. You still want a pension 99 times out of 100, but when you do have a pension, it does reduce your ability to use Social Security in a tax-free manner, just because a pension adds to your provisional income, which makes your taxes much higher on Social Security. And look, it's a good thing to have, don't get me wrong. But so 2 things are now gone. No survivor benefit, no spousal benefit. We could even say 3 things. The wife isn't going to get any spousal benefit off Brent's because of the windfall elimination provision. And on top of that, no tax manipulation. Tax planning really can be done when it comes to Social Security because there are 2 pensions. But I mean, now let's just say though he were to take his 401k before start converting that over, so that when he hits 70 and a half, their 401k is completely maxed out over into the Roth. It's been completely converted into the Roth. I mean, yes, they are going to have 2 pensions in which to pay tax on. They're going to have 85% of their Social Security in which to pay tax on. Let's say the pension each of them is, I don't know, $40,000 each. All right, so that's $80,000. Their Social Security, we'll say that's $30,000 because she's not going to get much anyway. So now, it actually won't be $30,000 because he's going to take it at 62. So it'll be $18,000, we'll just say. So now they got $98,000 of income. The first, again, at that point, you know, that's they'll be 7 years old, so it'll be $28,000 of standard deductions. I mean, so their income, their taxable income, would be about $60,000 a year. They're still in the 12% tax bracket right there. They're not going to pay hardly anything in the state of California. I mean, I haven't run the numbers, but because he does live in California, but they're not going to have any California. I mean, it might be a little bit, not much California tax, and not much in the way of the Fed tax either, because they're only in the 12% tax bracket. And then if they need extra money, pull off the Roth IRA, which is tax-free. So I think in this case, Man, Brent, makes sense to take your Social Security early, use that income in order to pay taxes on the converting your 401k to the Roth IRA. I think it's a smart idea, and generally it's I mean I would say 80 to 85% of the time, a husband and wife should defer taking Social Security. The husband should, assuming he's a major breadwinner until he's 70. But you're one of the cases you shouldn't. I'd even say probably 90% of the time they should. But in this case, I think you should absolutely look at taking Social Security earlier and getting those benefits, using those benefits to pay your taxes to convert your Roth, your 401k to Roth. Makes sense to me. Now, be advised. I don't know you guys. All right, this is just my thoughts. It doesn't mean, Brent, you should do this. I'm telling you. No. This is buyer beware. I'm getting emails. I'm answering the questions. This is what I think. What should you do? I have no clue. That's up to you. You figure it out on your own. I don't want anyone sitting there thinking, oh, Josh told me to do this. I'm saying explicitly on this video recorded for all posterity, I don't know your situation. Don't do anything I say because I don't know your situation. In my mind, that's the way I look at it. But I don't know your situation, so I can't say explicitly, this is what you should do. It makes sense to me, given what you share with me, what I talked about. But you have to do the due diligence, do the research, talk to your tax guy, talk to your financial advisor, all that. I just don't know. But given what you said, this would be one of the examples for a basic person to say this would be the reason you might want to take Social Security later. All right, hope this makes sense, man. So good question, Brent. I appreciate you writing that in because that is a big deal. And we'll see you guys next time.